Ladies and gentlemen, there's this incredibly infuriating design pattern that I hate within the Bruiser class. It has to do with the items that constantly continue to enter their ecosystem. It has been an underlying problem that has been diseasing them for years, yet seemingly no one is talking about it. Every single time, without fail, it makes Bruisers either completely broken or entirely irrelevant. They are forced to tread this incredibly thin lifeline that is mandated and barely keeps the entire archetype alive. Some of you may have noticed this. Nemesis ex-professional pro player certainly did.
Single Bruiser champ has insanely overpowered itemization, and so like for example what Bruisers do is they buy like Sunder Sky and then they buy like Starak and then they buy Nagachin Cloak and you're just out of the game.
You may be familiar with Sundered Sky, because that is the exact item right now that is forcing Bruisers to stay relevant in this season. And worst of all, nothing has changed. It has been the exact same issue. At this rate, it'll be worse than my subscriber count. So by the end of this, if you're still with me, you'll see the truth of how Riot balances Bruisers straight from the horse's mouth. Allow me to help you visualize what I mean. I drew this infographic to help you digest. And apologies if my epic skills aren't exactly aesthetically pleasing. I have no budget, but you probably can already tell. I'm the guy who's holding your load screens hostage. Just know I don't mess with AI. This YouTuber still makes things the old-fashioned way. Thank you, Zillion, my king. To begin, ignore the right side. That's some healthy alternative that we're not going to be talking about. That's not what this video is about, and that's for Riot to figure out. Let's say we introduce this awesome item called Gore Drinker. It allows you to suck off 5 people at once. Absolutely awesome, right? But here's the issue. It's too good at sucking off 5 people. So now, Riot nerfs the champions around the item. What happens as a result is the champions who could suck off 5 people, thanks to this item, are now dependent on it. They have lost a part of themselves as a trade-off for the sucking potential. But then you run into a new issue. Well, what happens if the item changes or goes away? Well, then they might not even be able to suck off anyone at all. They might not even be able to stand on their own. So what does Riot have to do now? They compensate, so they give them buffs. And you repeat this cycle ad nauseum every single time a new item enters the ecosystem. Hopefully, my wonderfully artistic skills have illustrated this point very clearly. This is where the frustration comes from. This problem is when the item stops becoming something you buy, but starts becoming something you need. You aren't choosing the item because it fits your champion. Riot has already decided you're balancing around having it. There is no choice. You get this insane spike of power, a Chaos Emerald, a Dragon Ball, an Infinity Stone. Why would anyone ever willingly give that kind of power up? Why would you choose to be weaker?
Is that your best? How boring. Guess it's my turn. Take this! Vanish! More power!
And because all these champions keep getting changes to try and fit them into this star-shaped hole Riot specifically wants them in, it doesn't actually target the problem. This is why we had this issue very prominent for such a long time, even ever since mythic items, Gore Drinker, Divine Sunder, Strikebreaker, yada yada. I won't bore you with the items' reasons why they were so problematic, you probably already know. But this is an easy explanation of how Riot literally soups up Bruisers with steroids and then tells them they're gonna be okay. These items are always introduced to the ecosystem, and they overly define Bruisers, specifically those that get coupled to the items. But this actually segues into the next problem. What if the power isn't always evenly distributed? League is a game about who can abuse what the most. Thusly, only some champions can abuse the items to the best and get to reach that potential. If you are not SpongeBob or Patrick outside the window, you are Squidward. Now, what happens if it's on a more global scale? What happens if we throw the entire Bruiser class archetype under one umbrella item? One where the entire ecosystem hinges upon. We've actually had this before. Death's Dance. This was not just a good item. This item became a tax. You want to play Bruisers? Congratulations, buddy. Shell out 3,600 gold to get an item that allows you to play the game. This shit costed more than IE. On top of that, it was mandatory. Once again, funneling the Ouroboros of misery. This was complete, total saturation.
Ouroboros will will be released into the atmosphere, ensuring complete global saturation.
And to keep the pacing going along nicely, remember when I told you I would show you evidence straight from the horse's mouth? Well, here's the horse. This is a recent post from him actually, and if you're reading it along with me here, it states, "We're continuing to monitor Sundered Sky, Hubris, and other items that seem strong. Sundered Sky is receiving some stat adjustments to bring its damage down and health up." From this, you're probably thinking, but Strife, how does this prove anything you've said though? It clearly looks like Rat is monitoring and adjusting accordingly to what's going on. Well yeah, I fucking lied. This shit was 2 years ago. 2 years later, and we are still at the exact same problem. Sundered Sky, the single current defining lifeblood of all bruisers today. MSI just happened, and this problematic formatting is still here reinforcing the identity for bruisers. Bruisers are forced to eat their slop and like it. It's this kind of polarization in the entire bruiser archetype, in my opinion, that kills the enjoyment overall, everywhere.
Bro, I'm telling you, top lane is a slave lane. All you do is go Sundered Sky and try to survive as long as you can and hope your team.
Yeah, and cleave also you can, yeah.
That's all top lane is.
It is actually very, very true. So I don't know why my chat always say Giga Chad roll in this bullshit, but like I literally.
Bro, I don't know. Like I don't know. Chat is like biased because they played in low elo. It's fun, but here it's.
Yes.
But hey, now you know why. Time and time again, bruisers are forced into buying an item that makes them relevant. They are balanced around that, and that's why it feels like it funnels this never-ending cycle of misery. But I digress. Do you think I'm just grasping at straws? Am I kind of funny? Mind giving me a bit of a subscribe? Boost a young Chinelli that might one day, hopefully, change the league scene. Whatever the case is, leave me a comment. I love reading them. I'm always open to have conversations. Talk to me, Stacy. I'm here for you.